Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 130. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
Where's Mr. Dane Cody?
I don't know. He's away right now. It's just Dane Cody. Hi, mister. Hi, I'm Dane Cody.
Just Dane Cody today.
Yep, just Dane Cody today.
Welcome everybody, episode 130, Geekoholics Anonymous. If you've never been here before, we get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Mostly heavily video game related. But yeah, we get into the movies and the TV every once in a while.
And stuff.
Speaking of stuff, this past weekend was filled with baby parties.
Ugh.
Actually, only one.
Oh.
And my sister came and visited from out of town. But the most important thing that happened this past week, I finally got my fiber.
I hate you so much.
My internet is so fast right now.
I'm so jealous. Every time I go to the page, it says fiber is available to you, and every time I call them, they're like, "Oh,
no,
yeah, we've actually run the fiber to your building, but you can't actually get it in your suite."
It's available to you, but not to you.
Exactly. Pisses me off.
You should send me. You have a smart panel in your suite, right?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
So is there like a conduit in that smart panel?
As far as I'm aware, yeah. It's Ethernet to the suite.
Oh, well, that seems like you should be able to get higher.
Depends on what the Ethernet to my suite is, to be fair. I haven't looked if it's like Cat 5 or Cat 5e or Cat 6.
It doesn't even matter. We have some new tech coming out.
No, really?
Yeah, that we can get apparently up to 10 gigabit on Twisted Pair and coax. This is totally on a side tangent, everyone, if you're listening.
Interesting.
Yeah, down the road for buildings like yours where they can't get fiber, there's going to be a solution, but I think it's still next year.
Ugh.
We can talk
Doesn't
more
mean no
about
good
it.
now.
We can talk about it more off the air. But yeah, I finally got my fiber. I'm off my VDSL, which was very, very bad because I was on a very long loop. My internet 25. I'm now internet 150 asynchronous. 150 up, 150 down.
I'm jealous of the 150 up. I can get 150 here, but I can't get 150 up here. That's where the fiber is. I'm very jealous of your fiber.
I haven't taken advantage of it, so I haven't uploaded anything yet, but I guess this podcast will be the first thing, and it'll probably literally take a second.
There you go.
But it has been perfect timing for what we're going to talk about in what you've been playing, the Xbox One X. Because, man, those downloads, I literally probably wouldn't have played anything with 4K assets had I not had fiber. Because my old internet, I probably would still be downloading like the patches.
Those are big patches, man.
Gears of War 4 is like 100 gigs.
Really?
Yeah.
That big?
I know. Literally
Wow.
everything is like 60 to 100 gigs, just depending on the game.
Oh,
I know. It's ridiculous. So
I heard that Quantum Break is massive now.
It's weird. I have Quantum Break.
Yep.
But I think they sent me a Windows key. So for like the Windows Store, but it doesn't work the other way around. If you buy it on the Windows Store, even though it's a Play Anywhere title, you don't get it on Xbox.
Really? Because I could have swore they sent me the same code, and I just did it on whatever it was, and I just redeemed it on like the Xbox Store.
Yeah, it doesn't show up in my Xbox games. Maybe I have to go back and check.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I'm hearing though that's like 150 gigs.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. So I just downloaded Gears out of curiosity,
right?
And it literally took like 20% of the hard drive.
Wow.
Because after I guess whatever's pre-installed, you really only have like 700 and something gigs available of the terabyte.
Wow.
Yeah, so, after doing somersaults and posting speedtest.net photos on Twitter all weekend, I played some games, had some kid parties. I totally forgot about the UFC. That's how busy I was.
What's UFC?
Well, it was a George St. Pierre fight. I think he won. I'm pretty sure he won.
I could care less.
But, yeah, I don't know. I totally missed that. My head was in the clouds. But, yeah. Besides that, I was reorganizing and doing all kinds of lame stuff. But
serial delting.
Yeah. I was, and I sold my PSVR.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I got rid of that for $300.
So now you're going to try and get the new updated one?
Yeah, this is the confusing thing. As you guys have heard in past shows, they updated the PlayStation VR headset for HDR pass-through. And they also changed some things like make the cord lighter and it comes out of a different spot and integrated headphones into the headset. Like little minor changes, but like quality of life changes. It looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a release date. It's out in Japan already, but this is coming out of our PSA section later. So since we're talking about it, I'm going to talk about it now. But Sony announced a PlayStation VR Skyrim bundle with the Move controllers, the camera, and the updated headset.
Right.
That's
you only want the headset.
I only want the headset because I don't need to pay $130 for 2 Move controllers, which they were literally blowing out for $5 a freaking controller when the Move didn't do anything back in the day. And I already have a camera, which besides the way it looks, there's literally zero difference. The new camera doesn't track better or do anything amazing.
Right, because it's all you essentially want. Really, at the end of the day, all you really wanted was the box that allows you to do HDR pass-through.
Yeah, but they didn't make that an option, so I had to get rid of the whole thing.
I know.
So it's coming out November 17th for $579. Literally, the camera and the controllers is like well over $200. Or pretty much $200 for those two things, which I don't need. Just sell me the new headset for $399.
But they haven't released it yet by itself?
No, there is no by itself yet. And I was at EB asking them, and they're like,
all those guys are idiots.
They just have the old one. And then
you should reach out to Sony and find out what the deal is there.
That's a good idea. I forgot I could do that.
Come on.
But there's... Well, I had a gift card, too. That's also why I was there. So it's like, well, if you're going to get it, I'll just put a deposit on it, and then I'll get it, right?
Right.
And I'd consider getting the Skyrim VR bundle, but no one's going to pay me squat for my camera and used Move controllers. So it's like...
Yeah, no.
Like, I was willing to pay like $100 plus or minus for the upgrade, but...
Right.
I'm not... want to totally reinvest and spend $600, over $600, when I have like half the stuff, right?
Yeah, you only need one aspect of it.
And they do have a headset only version with GT Sport, and I think it's, I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's a very good deal. But it's the old headset.
What?
I know.
That's lame.
Yeah, talk about a kick in the nuts.
Weird.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we can get into what you've been playing, unless you have some exciting stories from this past weekend, Dane.
Oh, no, man. I was pretty much a giant bum. It was great.
Giant bum.
Yep. Sat around and played video games. What?
Speaking of video games, I guess we can get into our first section here. What you been playing? Well, obviously, the big question is... The Xbox One X was just released.
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
$4.99 USD, $5.99 Canadian.
Oh man,
for the most powerful video game console ever.
That's getting into PlayStation 3 territory there.
Yeah, I had to get another job to afford it. Actually, I didn't. I just had to sell my old Xbox and be willing to shell out another 300 and something bucks for it.
Whew, man.
Yes. So, everyone's wondering, is an Xbox One X worth it? It's not such a clear-cut, simple answer. Yes and no.
I feel like the answer is, it depends.
Yes, it absolutely depends. Number one, do you have a 4K TV?
Yeah.
Then maybe.
Also, do you have a PC that doesn't suck?
Do you have a high-end PC? Then still maybe. Do you own any other console? Then still maybe. I don't know. I'm an idiot. To be honest, I have a super high-end PC. I don't need an Xbox One X. But hey,
nope.
I'm a guy on a podcast who talks about video games and like to be educated on this stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's also new and shiny, and I can't say no.
This is also true.
And also, I like playing third-person adventure games or any type of adventure game on a console compared to PC. Like, I know that the PC versions are better. I have a super high-end PC. I think it's pushes twice the amount of teraflops that the Xbox One X does.
You have a 1080, right?
Yeah, what's a 1080 do? 10 or 12? It's up there, isn't it?
You want to say it's the 1080 Ti, I believe, is 10.
Okay, well, at least 8. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's higher from a teraflops. I mean, it's of course not quite that cut and dry, just because of
it says 9 teraflops.
Yeah,
looking at the NVIDIA specs here.
Yep,
8 gigs GDDR5X, 9 teraflops. So that's
the Titan X does 11 teraflops.
That's another 3 teraflops higher than the Xbox One X.
The 1070 does 6.45 teraflops.
But
so
also,
it would be the closest from a pure floating point performance perspective, which is what teraflops is.
Yeah.
That would be the closest thing. Since we're speaking about teraflops, the new 1070 Ti is got 8 teraflops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice card.
Mm-hmm.
And then you remember PCs have, quad core or 6 core or 8 core.
With hyper-threading.
And like 4 gigahertz plus minus, which is also faster than the console. So, my PC also costs probably $1,500.
Also, consoles are dedicated hardware, and every single one, they all have the exact same specs. So I mean, it makes optimizing for them 100 million times easier because there's not 100 million different variations of the hardware.
So my PC's probably closer to $2,000, but still, either way, the console, ease of use, plug it in, play, yay.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my high-end PC and I was coming from a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One S, I would say, if you're a gamer who plays console games, I would say an Xbox One X would be the way to go.
If you had a 4K TV.
Maybe even if you didn't, but it would be more beneficial if you had a 4K TV because the visual upgrade is more noticeable, definitely with having a 4K TV. But, here on out, the best version of multi-platform games is going to be the Xbox One X. No ifs or buts. Just
except
from a straight,
for PC games.
We're leaving that out of the equation.
Okay. We're just talking console.
We already know PC. Okay. We already know PC is the best
because ultimately, money can, in theory, not be an option on PC. The sky's kind of the limit there.
Oh yeah, dude! Like an amazing PC starts at $2,000, but you can go even more buck wild.
Oh yeah,
but. A lot of people don't want to put it together, don't know how to do Windows, just seem to break their computer as soon as they turn it on because they're like allergic to technology. There's a whole other there's downsides to PC. But
my wife falls in that category.
Yeah. There's so many people that say, I don't know, it's just all on the internet. No, nothing works. It's like, what? That's not how it works. You did something.
Welcome to my job.
So you don't get that with a console. I will say it's a nice looking system. I got the Project Scorpio version.
Ooh.
I didn't realize the photos don't really do it justice. It has a really cool, like, two-tone look to it.
Yeah, no, it does. It's a handsome console.
I just didn't think the photos really showed it. It just looked like it had this design on it that didn't really show up. But in real life, it's got a cool like fade from black to gray, and it has the Project Scorpio on the controller and on the front. Ooh. It comes with a vertical stand, which I have it in vertical position, which makes me want to find a vertical stand for my PS4 Pro, which is impossible to find.
Oh, I'm so not a vertical guy. Every time I've taken a console and flipped it vertical, they've died.
Oh, yeah.
I had a PS3. It worked for I don't remember how long, and then I flipped it vertical, and within a week, 2 weeks, it was dead. I bought another one, and it's been horizontal, and it's been flawless ever since.
I feel like the vertical, the disc can spin easier. Let's be honest. Who puts discs in their system?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never put my PS4 vertical, and my Xbox One, they both stay horizontal. I don't know. They say you can put them vertical, but I don't know. And maybe it's just a stupid superstition part for me, but all I know is that every time I've taken a console and flipped it vertical, it's died on me, and I've had a bad time.
Maybe someone in your house has like kicked them over when you're not around, and it's like, oh crap.
I lived alone when those happened, so
Ghosts.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I keep my consoles horizontal.
So I got it launch day. I bought it myself. Unfortunately, I wasn't lucky enough to get crazy reviewer kit that a lot of influencers and people were posting all over the internet, which came with like 20 freaking games. Trust me, I tried. But I already knew I was going to bite the bullet and buy one myself. Because, I don't know, when it comes to playing a game like Assassin's Creed Origins or Shadow of War or Star Wars Battlefront or whatever console game I'm going to be playing on it, or game that I view as a console game.
Right.
I do want to have the best experience.
Yeah, for sure. And you do have a 4K TV.
And I do have a 4K HDR TV. And, you know, like I got the PS4 Pro, and there was definite improvement going from PS4 to the Pro. I noticed the gains, the 4K resolution. It's quite drastic. Like the game. So for the Xbox One X, I got it. Like I had to download a bunch of patches. Thank God for my fast internet. We were kind of talking about it earlier. Like even though I had the discs, I still had to download like an additional 40 or 50 gigs per game.
Oh yeah. Those 4K textures and everything else. The Xbox One enhanced patches are rather large.
To be honest, if you have low data caps or slow internet, you're probably still waiting for your first freaking Xbox enhanced game to download a patch. The system just came out. Like, if you don't have good internet, this system might be a little infuriating, to say the truth. You know, it's not an always online console, but you got to get those assets from online because they honestly don't fit on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I think that going forward with more games being developed with that in mind, you'll see less of these giant downloads as well. I know I was listening to, I believe it was the Giant Bomb guys earlier, and Jeff was saying that he downloaded the new Call of Duty, which is Xbox One enhanced from the get-go. And he was saying that it's a much smaller download overall. It was like 70 gigs versus the game itself being 60 and then another 40 gig patch on top of that.
Yeah.
So the idea that at least they were thinking was that games that are developed with this in mind are probably going to be set up a little better to
so
handle this type
they'll probably
of stuff.
shrink in a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my internet has been just taken a punishing, like downloading these huge files, which thank God I have faster internet. Or quite literally, I probably may have downloaded one of the 3 games I'm going to talk about. So,
and you also don't have data caps.
No, we have a data cap, but it's much higher now. It's a terabyte, so.
Oh.
Which I could easily
100
hit.
gig downloads. That's not that hard to
No,
hit
it's
now.
not. I'm probably actually going to hit it, but I think we have unlimited too. I never took unlimited off, so I probably will take that off, but I'm going to leave it on this month because I'm going to need it. So, I got, for the game specifically I've played on Xbox One X, I got Shadow of War, provided by WB, Assassin's Creed Origins on Xbox, which I had to buy, unfortunately. They did hook us up with the PS4 version, but whatever. I'm like, I can bite the bullet. Because I really wanted to do a comparison between that and the PS4.
Right.
And Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I just happened to download today through the EA Access. So it's like the 10-hour free trial or whatever if you have EA Access.
Right, okay, yeah.
I don't know how that works, if it's like the 10 hours started now and tomorrow I can't play it, or if it's I can play it for 10 hours.
I believe you can play it for 10 hours, in-game time, but
so
hopefully I'm not wrong.
First things first, Shadow of War. I played on my S before I sold it.
Right.
And it looked like butt.
Wow, okay.
And I'm comparing it to, I've been playing it on PC, right?
Right.
Ultra wide, 60 frames per second. Looks phenomenal, right? So I threw it on the Xbox One S, and I'm like, whoa, this is muddy. And this is definitely lower than 30 frames a second. I'm like, wow. I was like, I can't play this game. Because it was so drastically different compared to the PC version. You know, that's a problem. When you have a PC, sometimes it ruins things for you.
Yep.
You know, like, it would be better if you didn't know, right?
Absolutely.
So, anyway, obviously, first thing I want to do when I got the access, I wanted to try Shadow of War.
Okay.
Immediately, noticeably better looking.
Wow.
So it actually has options. You can favor resolution, where it renders 4K natively, and then I think it drops some fancy features to get you 4K. And then there's favor quality, which like turns on all the fancy stuff, and I think it's dynamic scaling,
right,
or upscaling to 4K. I don't know, but honestly, I switched between the two, and I had a hard time telling the difference. But when I was playing, I did notice instantly. I'm like, okay, this looks like the PC version, except for it's not 60 frames per second.
Right.
But it was a smooth 30, so it felt good.
No, that's good.
I think it felt very framey on the S. And plus it looked very grainy, like it didn't look good.
Yeah, I'd heard that, to be fair, the original Xbox One version of Shadow of War was arguably the worst version of that game.
Yeah, compared to the Pro, obviously, but
yeah, and even just compared to the PS4 version as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they were demoing this game on Xbox One X at all the trade shows, but I never wanted to wait in line because I kind of knew it was a known quantity. But yeah, so immediately I'm like, oh, okay, this is awesome. I feel like I'm playing the PC version. It's not 60 frames per second, but it looks really good. Totally playable. For the comfort of my couch, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I can see a difference here. Assassin's Creed Origins, I feel like it's sharper, but I was switching inputs back and forth.
Okay.
Because I had my PS4 Pro on one input on the TV, and I have my Xbox One X on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I had mentally, when I was playing the PS4 version, I'm like, okay, this looks great, plays good. But for some reason, I always felt like the demos we saw when I played it at E3 and when we played it at PAX, I always felt like, I'm like, I don't know, this game looks good, but I remember looking a lot nicer when we played it like at PAX. And I'm like, that must have been the PC freaking version. It's the only thing that I could explain, right?
Right.
Because I feel like it looked a lot sharper. So I'm playing on Xbox One, and I'm like, this looks good. I feel like it's a little crisper. And I go back to the actual PS4 one, and I'm like, oh, they look pretty much the same. And I go back, switch it back and forth. I'm very hard pressed to tell the difference between the two.
Yeah, I was watching was it Digital Foundry? I don't remember who it was.
Digital Foundry hasn't done one on Assassin's Creed, which really bugs me because IGN did one.
No, I don't think it was IGN that I was watching.
IGN compared all the versions, though, not just the Pro versus Scorpio.
Yeah, and I know that the one that I was reading / watching, the one that I was looking at, it did do the side-by-side between the Pro or the Xbox One and the Pro. And the Xbox One X did look a little better.
Yeah, the ground textures look better, but...
Yeah, because part of it has to do with the anisotropic filtering. The Xbox One X, it runs at 16 times in everything all the time. And I don't know what the Pro does. So that's a reason why with the ground textures, that's exactly why the ground textures are going to look better or different.
But it wasn't like, oh my god. So if you had a Pro,
right,
it's like less of an argument to like, well, do I really need the X? I know I said it earlier in here. I think the thing is with the X right now is all these guys only had 6 months plus or minus with dev kits, because apparently dev kits went out at E3.
Right. Oh yeah.
So I feel like early next year we might see some patches come for these games, like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, now we have 60 FPS mode or like other enhancements.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing that a lot of the games that they're doing patches for, they have a frame rate versus a visuals sort of option. And some of them, if you hit frame rate, they'll give you 60 frames a second and try to keep as many of the goodies on as they can. Whereas if you choose, obviously, visuals, then it will run at 30 and keep as many of the goodies on as it can. It all just kind of depends on the game and stuff.
So I think going forward, it's going to get better and there will be a difference. And it's hard to tell. Like, you know, when I'm looking at Assassin's Creed Origins on the PS4 Pro, you know, standing still, the resolution, I don't know what tricks they use to get the 4K on the Pro on that. I'm going to assume they use the dynamic scaling. If you guys don't know what that is, the rendering resolution of the game changes on the fly to accommodate for all the shit going on in the world, so it remains smooth but still looks good. So if it's not a very taxing environment, you'll get, you know, 2160p, like native 4K. But if shit starts to hop off, the game may drop down to, you know, half that resolution.
Or like 1440p or something.
Yeah, and it's done in a way that you can't tell.
No, it's pretty hard to notice when it happens.
So it's all done in the means of keeping the game running smooth, meanwhile looking as best as possible at any given time. So probably if I play some more, the PS4 might do more of that, and I might notice it in like more intense scenes, whereas the Xbox X version might not do that at all. It'll just stay locked. It's weird looking at them, I was hard pressed to tell a difference. But for whatever reason, I felt like the Xbox One was smoother. I felt like the moving, you know how the menus are kind of like Destiny, like you kind of have like a mouse cursor almost?
Yep. I
felt like that felt smoother on the X. And not that it was bad on the PS4 Pro, but that's the most noticeable thing I noticed immediately between the two. I'm going to have to spend more, I'm going to have to spend more time, but it is kind of like if I have a Pro, it wasn't like, God damn it, this version's way better, I gotta get an X. You know what I mean? So, but the Pro does 4K. I'm sure compared to the regular base PS4 and Xbox One S, it slays that version because those ones are, you know, 1080, if that. And, you know, it's 4K on the X. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I don't have anything to compare. because EA Access isn't available on PlayStation.
Right.
So I'd have to try it retail. But I was playing that on the X just before I sat down to record. Holy crap, that game looks good.
Was it? Did you know if it's Xbox One enhanced?
I believe it is. I feel like it was 60 frames per second. It was really smooth. That game looks freaking unreal. It looks like photorealistic at times. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a Star Wars movie. It's like it's just a movie. It's not game. And then some scenes look very gamey.
Yeah. That's kind of what I noticed when I was playing just the demo of it. When I was playing
the multiplayer demo. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was moments where I was like, wow. And then there was other moments where I was like,
So if you want to play this game now, I don't know how long this early access thing goes for. If you have an Xbox, even a regular Xbox, you don't need an X.
or
Xbox.
if you have a PC.
Is it on PC as well?
Yeah, EA Access is a PC thing as well.
But is the trial for this game available on PC though?
That I'm not 100% sure of.
Well, I know it's available on Xbox, so it's $5 a month. It gives you early access to new releases, kind of like this. Like here's a sneak preview to Battlefront. It comes out next week, but you can play up to 10 hours, and then when the real game comes out, you can even carry over your save and stuff, which is kind of neat. But they have like a vault and a backlog of older EA games that you just basically get free access to. And they're not streamed. They actually download and install to your system. So it's the digital version, so there's no weirdness. It's not like the PlayStation streaming service. It's the actual digital versions of the game. So that's how I got Battlefront 2. I'm like, I gotta check this shit out.
I lied. EA Access is apparently not on PC.
I thought it was, but I thought they called it something different.
Yeah, they might.
So, yeah, I started playing this game. Like, here's the campaign story mode. I think I played for about an hour.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
Why not? It's on EA Access. Anyone else on the internet can talk about it right now.
There you go.
I'm not. They didn't give it to me. I'm not under any kind of embargo.
There you go.
Anyone on the internet can talk about it right now. You can go play it for yourself. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you played the multiplayer Battlefront, you can go from first person to third person. So you can do that in this as well. You can do the third person. You can actually change the shoulder, which shoulder you're looking over as well. So if your character's in third person mode, they're on the left side or right side of the screen. But like I was going to say, this game looks pretty freaking awesome. It just looks, like I said, photorealistic sometimes. Like, holy crap, this looks really... Like on the second, I guess it's the second level, you're on Endor. And I was just like, holy shit. It was like, literally was the first thing I said. I'm like, wow.
That's awesome.
Looks freaking cool. It's a really neat story. I don't really want to spoil anything, but just spoiler alert, 30 seconds. If you've never seen any trailers, you play as, is it the Empire, Inferno Squad commander. And you're bad guys seeing the story from a different perspective. So it's totally...
Not necessarily bad guys. You're playing for you're playing for the Empire.
Yeah, for the Empire, for the cause. So, the rebels are bad guys to you.
Right.
And it basically takes place starts with the Battle of Endor. And where it goes from there, I don't know, but so far it seems really cool.
That's really neat.
The setup for what we're doing, why we're on the planet, and what happened the mission before. It's a cool game. You got so it's first person or third person, depending on how you want to play it. You can freely switch. You have you have abilities on cooldown, which go on your shoulder bumper buttons. And basically, I can't remember her name now. The main character. It's just played it, but anyway, you play as a female Empire commander. I think she's a commander, and
she's a badass.
You have a little droid who's like basically like your backpack. So he can hack computers, he can hack doors. You can send him to, like, if you're in stealth, like, you can crouch around, and you can send your droid to shock guys and incapacitate them. You've got stealth takedowns, but your droid, he does a bunch of stuff. He's like a little mini, the little Imperial droids, the ones from Hoth with the dangly arms.
Right.
He's like one of those, but he's tiny. Like, he's small. He's really cool. And you actually, spoiler alert, plug your ears. You start the game playing as the droid, floating around, which is kind of neat.
Huh.
And then you unlock other abilities. I just unlocked ability during the story mode, and I haven't used it yet. It's some attack of some sorts. I haven't even used it yet, but I have a scan. Like, if you hit down both your shoulder buttons, your droid like puts out a pulse scan. And then you can see enemies, which is kind of neat. And then you can change your loadouts in terms of weapons. I did find a crate in the second area of the game here where you can change, like, your main gun and or your ability loadouts. But I've only unlocked one, so, and those go on your bumpers. When I get back to it, I'll find out what that other power does. It looks like I think it said it was like an overkill or something. But yeah, it seems pretty competent. The storytelling seems good. The voice acting seems good. I'm intrigued. I want to play more. I'm definitely picking this up. Unfortunately,
that's good. That makes me happy to hear.
I don't know how long it's going to be. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think the reviews probably don't come out until next week, unless they magically come out the end of this week. I feel like I heard somewhere that it's not very long, though. So that could be the only disappointing thing, because I have no interest in the multiplayer.
That's kind of where I'm at, which is kind of brutal. I want to play it for that single player, but to be fair, if it's anywhere between 6 and 8 hours, I'd probably be fine with it. But if it's 4 to 6, that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah, I want to say I heard 6 from someone, but...
Which, the way that my life works these days,
that's not
6 to 8 is like a perfect kind of length for me.
I did pre-order it from Amazon during their E3 kind of promo thing, so I got it for $49, so I'm getting it regardless. For $50, it's not a bad deal, so...
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I'll get into the multiplayer. Again, I don't know what it looks like on the Pro or on PC, because I can't play it there. But it looks pretty phenomenal. Whether, I assume a bunch of that has to do with the Xbox One X. I'm pretty happy with the system. I actually have some games to play on it now. I'm probably going to be playing a lot more Xbox. Besides the PS4 exclusives, I do like playing the best version of a game, which is weird because I have PC for that. But I don't like playing certain types of games on PC. I don't know why. I like adventure and action third-person type games. I just like them on console better. Even though I know the PC version is better, I like playing those games on my big screen. I don't know why.
Hey, man, that's fair.
My PC is for first-person shooters.
My PC's for... lots of stuff. Anything I want to stream.
It's for lots of stuff.
First-person shooters.
But primarily
RPGs.
It's the FPS machine. First-person
Anytime
shooters.
I want to play a video game and my wife's playing on the PlayStation or using the TV. I use my PC a lot.
So that being said, I do like my X. I've literally only had it for 24 hours. So, and I also have a lot of disposable income, apparently. Or I am an idiot. And we already know that I am an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I need one? No. Did I want one? Yes.
And I'm of the mind, so far everything that I've seen and I've read and I've watched and I've listened to in regards to the X is pretty much...
I don't think you need one.
I don't have a 4K TV. I play lots of stuff on PC.
And you have a high-end PC, which is honestly...
Yeah.
Your PC is your main console, right?
Oh yeah, I would say that I probably play more things on my PC than anything.
I do too, honestly. Like, I play more on my PC than anything else, but I still always have a soft spot for the consoles and still do manage to put a lot of time into them. So
I find what happens for me is I'll go through spurts.
Yeah.
There'll be spurts where I won't touch any of my consoles for a month or two, and then there'll be spurts where I don't even touch my PC to play games for a month or two. All I'm doing is playing on consoles. Yeah. So it really depends, I find. And like I said, at least in my household, it's when I play on
to the TV first.
Yeah, like the PS4 and the Xbox One are both hooked up to like the really nice TV in the other room, which of course then means that like if I'm playing something on there, that means that my wife can't watch TV, she can't watch Netflix, or she can't, if she wants to play something, she can't. So it's, so I've started actually kind of putting more things in my office. Like my Switch is in my office, my Xbox 360 is in my office, and my PC is obviously in my office. But I don't know, we'll see. Like, there's a little part of me that thinks maybe I'll buy like a Pro or something like that. I've been tempted. Well, see,
that's the thing. Between having a Pro and a high-end PC, you can play everything.
Yeah,
because everything.
I'm half tempted to buy a Pro to put it in my office so that I can play PlayStation games when my wife is playing.
Everything
stuff.
You can play on Xbox, you can essentially play on PC. So you don't really need an Xbox. So like.
I may actually move my Xbox One into my office as well, because then I can play that on my TV in my office. So,
well, you should buy your wife's games on the Xbox, and then you take back your PS4.
That's a whole nother thing, man. She's used to that controller now. She's got all of her trophies. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I mean trophies.
Oh yeah, no,
it's a very complicated question.
Yeah.
It depends on so many factors. Clear-cut answer, if you don't have any consoles, you don't have a PC or the inclination to make a high-end PC because you don't want to spend $2,000. It's, Xbox One X, man. It's no question. But, if you have a PS4 Pro or if you have a high-end PC, it just makes you don't have a 4K TV. It does complicate the situation. If you're tight on funds, don't get one. Just wait. You ain't gonna die.
I mean, that's the other thing is
you ain't gonna
very
die.
Expensive, right? Like,
it's really expensive. Like, it's
you could buy an Xbox One and
you could literally buy an Xbox and a PS4.
Well, at least almost for the same price. I mean, you might pay a little bit more for the Xbox One X, but you could definitely buy a Switch and either a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One for the same price, which
it's true.
One might argue that might be a smarter choice. But it all depends,
this
man.
This conversation is going to change next year, like come next spring.
Yeah.
And all the multi-platform games are 4K 60, and they're the best version with all the bells and whistles. It doesn't slow down is on Xbox One X. It's like, but is there going to be a price drop? Who knows, right? Like,
yeah, then you also got to factor in
how about bundles? Maybe
what are exclusives?
Come spring,
where are the exclusives coming out, and on what platform are they coming out to?
Yeah.
That's the other question you got to ask yourself. Are you interested in playing the various exclusives that are coming out only for PlayStation 4, or are you interested in playing?
I was
only the stuff that's coming out for Xbox One, right?
Sony posted a list on their Twitter of all their exclusives that you can only play on PS4, and I swear there was almost like 20 games.
Yeah,
and I was like, there's only 2 that are good on that list.
Oh, I didn't even look at the list.
Like, they had stuff like Knack 2 and other ridiculous stuff on there, and I'm just like...
But I mean, I'm just thinking about, like, this year, for example. I mean, you've got Neo.
Oh yeah, there's tons. There's without question.
The new Uncharted that came out this year.
20 to 5. There's been very few exclusives on Xbox. Like, barely any.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been kind of disappointed in the first party Xbox sort of studios.
That was a story. We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it last week, but Microsoft is making a concerted effort to get back into the first party exclusive game because they've kind of been floundering the last few years, which is obviously pretty evidenced by like their lack of exclusives.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Phil Spencer was like, yeah, we're going to get back into courting and getting exclusives. So we'll see. But that's like one of those things that we're not going to see until E3 and next year, right?
Yeah.
At the very
or even
soonest.
a couple E3s from now.
Yeah.
Maybe not even till the one after this one, right?
So
that stuff takes time.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean,
console.
ultimately, I think that this is great. I love seeing somebody like Microsoft come in and do this, because then it forces Sony to come back with, and I don't think that we're going to see a PlayStation 4 Pro,
no,
or Pro Elite or Pro anything else.
It'll be
I think
it'll be the 5, and it'll be in 2019.
Yeah, I would guess another 2 years we'll probably see.
And then
maybe another
4 years from now we'll have the Xbox XX.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if
it's going to be a back and forth.
Oh, for sure, but I
Unless
just think that this is great.
I don't know. Someone decides to go head to head again, but I don't think they will. Who knows? Maybe they will.
Yeah, I think that there'll probably be like a full new generation, but I think
this is a new generation.
I know, but even
double
Microsoft,
the power of the original Xbox. It's 4 years later. It's essentially a new it is a new console launch. So
yeah, but you also forgot that Microsoft has flat out said that every game currently will also play on Xbox One S and Xbox One regular, right?
But,
so yes, it is, but
yeah,
at the same time, it's not, right? And I think that moving forward, the whole idea for them is that when the Xbox One 720 comes out,
double XL,
or whatever the hell they're going to call it, I think that it will still continue to play Xbox One and Xbox 360 games like
absolutely.
they're doing. But I think that that's their game plan moving forward. But I think that we will still get a whole new generation of console with games will only run on this new console.
That's when the S and original will get dropped. I'm calling it now. The next iteration of PlayStation and Xbox will absolutely play everything that came before it, but games that only play on those systems won't play on the original PS4 and the original Xbox One.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It'll be like the iPhone 4 to iPhone 6, right? They get cut off at a certain OS update.
Yeah,
like they keep working, but they don't play the new version. And they may very well still have versions that run on those systems, but they will be like, like the last gen version, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a nice system. It looks nice. I think it's pretty. It's heavy as hell. You could probably kill a person with it.
Like I hear it's dense. It's like
solid.
8 pounds or something like
solid,
that. It's crazy.
Dude. You could literally, if someone breaks into my house, I could literally murder them with my Xbox Project Scorpio.
Yep. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
That's good.
I will have more to report
what
next week as I get to spend more time with it. Speaking of new games, I also got Call of Duty World War II.
Very nice.
On PC. This was supplied,
as God intended.
This was supplied to me from Activision.
Right.
Which is great. So take anything and everything I say with a grain of salt. But
cool.
Yeah. So Call of Duty World War II, boots on the ground, or whatever the hell they call it. It's a return to World War II and reining in the sci-fi futuristic craziness that's been going on in this franchise. Games have been selling like gangbusters, apparently, double what the last Call of Duty did. I've played, I want to say 2 or 3 hours of the campaign. I played some zombies and I played some multiplayer.
Oh, wow. So you got the full kind of gamut there.
We talked about the multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's the same as the beta, except for there's no cap on where it ends, right? I liked the multiplayer. It seems solid. It kind of feels like Modern Warfare, but with World War II skin on top of it. It's super fast. And it's that, no crazy double jumping and wall running, Call of Duty that everyone has grown to love. Zombies, I've only played the intro to that. There's like an intro, I don't know what they call it, like story mode or what it is, prologue. Man, the zombies in this game are fucking ugly as hell. They're actually terrifying. They're actually scary. Unlike the zombies in Infinite Warfare, which, it was all 80s with the 80s music and stuff, which was awesome. But I don't know, those zombies weren't scary. They just seemed like cannon fodder. Whereas these zombies are like disgusting, like disfigured, like dead Nazi zombies. And they're kind of like scary. I don't know why. It seems way more eerie and gory than the last. I don't know if it's the same team that does these zombies or if it's each of the, this is Sledgehammer's version of zombies compared to Treyarch's version of zombies and so forth. Or the last one was Infinity Ward, right?
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare.
I'm not going to lie. The zombies is the one aspect of all those games that I could give two shits about. I do not care.
It's pretty fun. I like it. I haven't been able to. I just did the prologue, so I really don't have much to say. I can't really compare it to the last one. I know me and Trev played a lot, or well, I don't know, a lot in quotation marks, but we played a decent amount of the last one. And, I talked about it in length in the past about it was a lot of fun, but I wasn't a huge fan of the progression because it just seemed like there was no end to it. You just kept going and going and going, doing different tasks, but it wasn't like you could.
It's kind of like an MMO.
Yeah, I guess, but it wasn't like you could just beat it, right?
Right.
I guess there was an end to it, but man, we weren't good enough. Or you literally needed 4 people, and we were trying to do it with 2, but we got pretty good at it. So we're gonna have to play some of that, but we've been playing a lot of stupid Destiny. Well, not stupid, awesome Destiny, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I played some of the campaign. So, starts on Normandy Beach. Spoiler alert. I feel like I've been here before. I think I've been here like 50,000 times in World War II games. I must say, I honestly died like 10 times.
Oh, wow.
Because the direction on the beach was like terrible. So, like, I don't know if I was just missing the cues that the game were giving me, which is probably most likely what was happening, or it was just very poorly designed. I can't tell. Or they wanted you to die lots because they're like, you would have been dead if this is the real thing. I don't know. It just felt like, to me, I was like, I got to a point, I was like, why am I dying so much? This seems very poorly designed. There's no blatant cover, and the cover that's there is no good. I'm getting torn up by these guns. And then I keep hearing my squad mates, blah, 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 over here. I don't even remember my name, but they kept calling me over. And it's like, but I can't go to you. I'm just going to get sawed apart. Like, what are you talking about? Come over here. I can't get to you, you motherfuckers. Can't you see I'm pinned down? So I finally got through that. And it was just, I just felt like I was jumping through hoops I've already done before. It is very, very like, I don't know. I felt like just like, meh. Like, not even engaged. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm just doing this again. Oh, clearing out the bunkers. I've done this before. Mind you, it looks very freaking good.
Oh, that's good.
But it's like I've done this before. There is some new stuff, like your squad mates. It's kind of cool. You got a medic on your team, and you got health packs in this game. There's no regenerating health.
Interesting. Okay.
So after a certain while, your medic will have an icon on him, and you can call out to him, and he'll like throw a medic, med kit to you.
Yeah.
And then later on, is it your captain? You're on a mission with him, and he does ammo. And as you get your squad, their little faces are in the bottom of the screen, and it tells you whether their cooldowns are up for refilling your health or your ammo, which is kind of neat. You never had that before, so you never really had any direct interaction with your squad mates in any other Call of Duty. I don't think, like, at all. They were just there telling you, "Keep going, let's go, we gotta go here, let's go." Right.
Right.
That's all they've ever fucking done. So these guys kind of have a point to them. They're actually supporting you.
Yeah,
which is neat.
So they're trying to make your
they're giving
your
you
squad
some
mates sort of right.
Usually, no one ever knows the characters' names, with the exception of the Infinite Warfare robot last year, which I forget, but he was awesome.
Yeah, that was such a good game.
I don't know. I just feel like I still feel just meh. Apparently, there's some cooler missions later on. But I don't know. Word on the street is that it's not that great, and it's not that it's bad. It's just okay. There's nothing new. Like that the squad interacting with your squad mates for ammo and med kits is new, but it's not game changing. It's like, and it's the same storm Normandy Beach. Oh, here's the tank mission. Here's the take out the anti-air mission. Here's the get in the turret and shoot down the planes mission. You've just all done it before.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid that maybe, and I haven't played it yet, so I'm like still
as of right now
hoping that I don't know. I was just concerned that this was. I feel like it's hard to go back to this now because
it is hard to go back to
you and I
this.
Especially. We're old enough to remember playing Call of Duty 1 and 2 and
Medal of Honor
3 and
the original
5 and that's what I'm saying.
The old battlefields, we've
played
so
all of
many.
those.
We've been to World War II 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. Like I was thinking that maybe if they really, I don't know, had some great spin on it or put some like to be fair, I played Battlefield 1 last year and that campaign felt great and fresh and it was good. It was really good.
Yes, and that one didn't engage with me very much, but I think it's just because I don't know, I didn't like some of the technical aspects of it. It didn't click with me, but a lot of people did really like Battlefield 1. I feel like I'm an outsider on that one.
And I'm only talking specifically the single player.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't.
I didn't play.
Multiplayer, I played a little bit. It was fine, but
yeah, you were sniped as soon as you spawned. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it was a Battlefield game. But yeah, I don't know. I was hoping that I don't know they would put some sort of a new spin on it. I feel like if you're going to go back to your roots in some way, that you need to figure out kind of like what they did with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Like that changed everything. Like that was such a huge shift in first person shooters even. And I feel like if you're going to go back to that, you want to go back like that, you need to figure out a way to make it feel like kind of like Call of Duty 4 did. You need to really have that thing going like, okay, we want to go back to our roots and we realize that, we this is where we started, but this is going to be our new take on it. This is going to be our new spin. This is what's going to wow you. This is what's going to make you want to come back. Not just, hey, we haven't made one of these in a while. Let's make another one of those.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it's a little bit of a basic one of those.
Yeah, it just has the check boxes checked. Zombies mode, check. Multiplayer, check. I will say I like the multiplayer better than the Infinite Warfare multiplayer. I thought that multiplayer was abysmal. So I do like the multiplayer. I haven't spent enough time with the zombie mode to compare it to the last one, to be honest. But campaign-wise, right at the point I'm at, like I said, I'm only about 2-3 hours in. I honestly like Infinite Warfare's campaign. I think stomps this campaign. I cared about the characters more. I like the setting more. Then again, I am partial to sci-fi, so and the flying the vehicles, and that was the flying stages were awesome in my opinion. Whereas this, like I said, I just feel like I've played this game, except for this is the new super duper high res version of every other World War II game I've played. So it's just like, meh. It's hard to care. And then there are some characters in the story. They're just like, yeah, you're an asshole. You just suck. Can't wait until you die. And I don't know. I don't see how it can turn around.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure it's selling like gangbusters.
Maybe this is the first Call of Duty game since since 2 that I skip. I know I said that about last year, and then last year's single player turned out to be so good I had to play it.
Last year's single player was awesome. To be honest, as of this moment, knowing you and how you like your games, I think you should skip this game. Because I don't think you never really got in, since Modern Warfare, you've never been in a COD multiplayer game, right?
Well, I mean, I played
iterations.
Yeah, they weren't. I felt like Titanfall did a better job of the type of multiplayer that I wanted.
Yeah, and that's totally different than this, right? Yeah. Like, this is old school, boots on the ground.
Oh yeah,
stomp that into our head or into our ear holes. Boots on the ground. Yeah, I like the multiplayer though. I will say that much.
And that's fair. Like, I played some of that old school multiplayer that was quite good. So,
which feels fine because we have had nothing but flying and weird tech and robots and space guns lately. So that aspect feels good, but it's just unfortunate. I kind of feel like the story mode falls a little flat for me. I am still early. Who knows? It might turn around, but I'm very doubtful because, I don't know, usually the campaign gets hooks in you and you just want to see it all the way through the end. And I'm just like, kind of like, I guess I got to play this some more. Whereas the total opposite for Wolfenstein, Jesus, holy fucking Christ, that game.
I've heard that game is wild.
That game is insane. I can't even talk about it because it's all spoilers, but there's already been so many things that have happened in this game that are like, holy effing balls. Like, what? WTF? Doom is a better shooter because I feel like the execute stuff that you had in Doom helped mix up the combat, and this doesn't really have that. There are executions in this, but you don't get health or ammo from it.
Right.
And they're pretty gory, but like the whole, in Doom where you had to empty a room of enemies and then balance killing guys with executing guys to refill your health and ammo. It was kind of fun. It had a good combat loop. And there's nothing wrong with the combat loop in this. It's just kill all the guys. The stealth is not very good.
To be fair, I've heard that as terrible as this sounds, I've heard that the combat is the weakest part of that game.
It is and it isn't. It's totally
like the story I've heard is just insane. Yeah, the writing is phenomenal.
It's solid, but
I just mean compared to everything else.
Yeah, the story is insane. The characters are great. You love I love the characters in Wolfenstein. I'm connected to the characters in Wolfenstein.
Right.
Yeah, I played the game twice as long, but I had feelings for all these people instantly.
That's telling though. That's hugely telling, right?
I didn't have any of that. I haven't had any of that with World War II. And in the early stages of Wolfenstein, I was already like, I like these people. I like these guys. I care what's happening to these people in my crew. And to be honest, right now in COD, I don't care. And shooting Nazis in Wolfenstein is really freaking satisfying because you blow their heads and limbs off. So it's quite more graphic than Call of Duty. But man, if you can get this game on a sale, I recommend it. I don't pay full pop because obviously it's not the longest game. I haven't beaten it yet. I think I'm at the very near the end.
I'm hearing 10 to 12 hours depending on for Wolfenstein.
I think my game clock is around 8 or 9, and I'm pretty sure I'm near the end because we're going to do something. But Jesus Christ, man, we might have to have a spoiler cast. There's some stuff that happens in this game. Is like, did that just effing happen? Yeah, that happened. That's right.
Yeah, I've heard some really good things about that game. It makes me want to play it. It actually makes me still want to finish the first one, though.
Yeah.
And the first game is super long. Holy balls.
I will go back and finish the first one, but man, the story in this one, the story is definitely the best part of this game.
I feel like I think I checked and I'm around a little over halfway.
And I'm also playing that on PC.
In the first one. And yeah. And I think I'm at like 10 hours or something like that. So...
Wolfenstein does ultra-wide great. Not that many people out there have ultra-wide monitors. Cutscenes are ultra-wide. The game's ultra-wide. Call of Duty, the game's ultra-wide. The cutscenes are not letterboxed. Or they're not even letterboxed. They're just black bars on the sides, which is so infuriating.
Right.
It's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're like a brand new game. Destiny does it. Wolfenstein does it. Titanfall does it. Came out last year. Like, what are you doing?
Come on, you can do better.
Like, even, I don't know, if you don't support ultra-wide in your cutscenes, at least, like, make some themed borders or something. Just don't display black space on the side. It just looks it's so annoying.
I don't know. I'd rather have black space than themed borders, to be honest with you.
Well, I just hate seeing black there because it's like, God damn it, it should be filling up the whole screen like every other good game that gives a shit about their PC port and thinks about ultra-wide.
Yeah. First world problems, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I played some Mario Odyssey, and I saw the credits. I beat the story, per se.
Quote, unquote, beat the story.
I have 196 moons.
Oh, boy, you don't even have half.
No. That game's fucking awesome, though.
That game is so good. We went on about it last week a bit, but
it just puts a smile on my face. One of the most
fun. Yeah, I play it and it's a big literally stupid grin. It's just so it's just so enjoyable.
It just makes me happy to play it. I don't know why. Yep. It's so dumb. It's unexplainable, but it's just like it's so fun to run around and jump and bounce as Mario.
Yeah.
There's some cool Easter eggs. After you beat the game, like I'm not going to say what it is, no worries. But I was like, oh, this is freaking cool. This is really freaking cool.
Even just the way that you beat or play through an area for the first time, and then there's so much more when you come back to it.
Yeah, so I haven't gone back to any worlds after beating the main story.
Oh, and that also opens up a whole bunch of stuff.
Apparently I have maybe a quarter of the moons. Apparently, there's like over 900 moons.
There's a lot, yeah.
So, literally, that's like probably like 3 times the amount of gameplay that I've put into it already to get the rest of those moons.
It's a lot of moons.
Man, what an awesome game. In my opinion, it is the best Mario game.
I feel like between this and Zelda, if you're a video gamer, and those are games that interest you. You should own a
Switch.
Exactly, you should buy a Switch.
Absolutely. I'm still playing and will still be playing. That's like my go-to game. It's so easy for me to play, right? And I've probably played 99% in handheld mode.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not once played it in handheld mode yet.
Yeah, I played in handheld all the time, laying on the couch.
On the TV with a Pro Controller. So.
Excuse me, I figured out how to do, have you seen the GIFs on the internet of how you throw your hat, bounce off your hat, throw your hat again, and then, dive onto your hat and bounce again?
Yes, I've seen videos.
I just figured out how to do that.
Wow.
There's some pretty amazing traversal that you can do. I was watching a video of a guy there's some speed courses, I guess, when you go back to some of the levels.
Yep.
This guy did this course in 20 seconds just by hopping and jumping and bouncing off the hat. He essentially cut out a whole section of the race just because he was so good at jumping and bouncing off a cappy and timing wall bounces and stuff. It was insane. I'm like, yep, I'm never going to be able to do that. But it's it's not broken. It's you if you're that good, you can do that.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Wow. That's, jeez. I'll have to check some of those out because I definitely there's been some spots where I've been like, man, how the hell am I going to get up there to get that or whatever? And now it makes me wonder if some of this is some of those.
And it's such a pretty game. So yeah, that's it for what you've been playing. I guess we can get into some news and stuff.
I've just been playing Destiny 2.
Yeah, I've been playing tons of Destiny 2. I don't have much to say. I did jump in your game, though.
Yeah, for a few minutes there.
Vert was over here. My brother-in-law was over, and he wanted to see what it looked like, and I was showing it, and Dane, you happened to be on, so I jumped in your game. I didn't have chat going because I didn't have my headset on. But did a mission or two there.
Yeah, it was fun. It's Destiny 2. That game is like, it's one of those things where I know I have so many other things to play, and I'm not even finish the story mode yet.
Are you not even beaten it yet?
No, I've been like doing all this other side stuff. I mean, I'm level 20 now. I think my light level's 230 or 227, somewhere in there.
It's not hard to. You're definitely level 20 before the end of the story.
And I think I'm right close to the end of the game. So, it's just a matter of going and actually doing that mission, or the last couple missions, I'm assuming. But yeah, no, I unlocked strikes, so then I went and did a few of those, and of course the first one was the one from the betas, and then I got to do another one that I hadn't done before, so that was good. And then, of course, I unlocked patrols, so then I got sidetracked doing a bunch of those. And then, of course, I had some more adventures that were unlocked, and like, so I just kept getting distracted. And it was hilarious because I played a ton of Destiny over the weekend, and yet at the end of the weekend, I didn't feel like I was that much further along in the story. And I just got so sidetracked in the story that it is what it is. I was like, okay, well, cool. I had fun, and I enjoyed every minute I was playing it. So that's got to be, there's something to be said about that. So yeah, that game
it's an awesome game.
I feel like that game is so much better on PC. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how much better it is on PC. It just, wow.
I feel sorry for my Guardians on PS4 because they're just going to be abandoned there.
Oh, like playing it with a mouse and keyboard is just, and I've said it before on this show that I don't feel like when I'm dying, it's a fault of fighting the controller. It's just, I did something dumb, or I was in the wrong place, or it was my fault, not some terrible control scheme's fault. Yeah. And also using hand cannons and other weapons that I generally never use at all on console because I can't stand them.
Yeah, all the weapon types are viable on PC.
Totally.
Guns, like I don't use submachine guns on the PS4 because the recoil I just can't rein it in. But on PC, no problem. That being said, pulse rifles still suck. They don't suck.
I like the 3-round burst a lot.
I just hate pulse rifles. I don't know why, but they're totally usable. But like every gun's usable on PC compared to the PS4 version. But we talked about that.
I love the 3-round burst.
Well, there's an exotic that has a 5-round burst.
Oh yeah. Now we're talking.
Okay, let's get back into news. Or let's start news. We never even started it. We got a decent amount of stuff to talk to about. We're probably gonna over an hour talking about what we've been playing. Blame Xbox One X.
Video games.
So, BlizzCon happened this weekend. To be honest, I was kind of meh on all the announcements. I really was like, there was nothing that was like, oh, wow, cool. Interesting. The most interesting announcement to me was that Blizzard is doing a classic vanilla legacy World of Warcraft servers. I that makes no sense to me. I guess there was a bunch of people who were trying to make private servers that were like, day one World of Warcraft version of the game. But yeah, apparently Blizzard's going to be doing it themselves. Which is, I don't know, why would you want to go backwards and lose all the quality of life and improvements? And all the hardships of like 40-man raids and the ridiculousness you had to deal with the original game?
I think it's cool what they're doing. But I'm wondering if this is going to be one of those nostalgia things where a bunch of these people that were clamoring for this are going to get it, play through some of it, and then realize, oh man, there's a lot of quality of life stuff and time stuff and just so many things that they've added that are not quote unquote vanilla, but have made the game so much better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this was just to appease the people that were upset that they shut down the fan version of the vanilla server, because apparently, I don't know, there's a big kerfuffle about that, and I don't know too much about it, but that was interesting. And of course, they announced a new expansion for World of Warcraft, new level cap, new zone, there's a new mode, Warfronts, which kind of looks like a strategy kind of mode. I don't even know how that works, but cool.
Yeah.
StarCraft 2 is going free to play. This, I didn't have time to actually look at this to really understand what it meant.
It means that the first episode of StarCraft 2 is, Wings of Liberty, is going to be free. So you're going to be able to play through the whole single player game for free. You just download it and play it. If you already own Wings of Liberty, then you will get the second expansion, or the second episode, I guess, with the Zerg. You will get that one for free to play through the campaign for free.
What if you own the second one? What do you get if you own the second one? Nothing?
You get shit all. As far as I'm aware, they have not announced if you own anything past the second one that you get anything. I want to say that they already released the multiplayer StarCraft 2 free a while ago. Like, you can download StarCraft 2 multiplayer, can you not?
Yeah, I think you can.
So it's interesting, like, that they're releasing. I mean, I think the idea is they want to try and get more people back into StarCraft, and this is kind of their way of doing it. There also is some cosmetics and some other ways that I think that they're able to monetize people as well. So it's not just a complete, they do have ways to monetize. I'm not sure. I'm not super deep into it, so I'm not sure like what that looks like. But I do know that they are there. So it's kind of cool. Like for me, I mean, I get the Zerg campaign for free. I have Wings of Liberty, and I don't know. I got about halfway through and I kind of fell off.
Awesome campaigns.
So,
I really like the StarCraft 2 campaigns. I was never into the multiplayer, so
yeah,
I just kind of choked. I own the first two, so I get nothing. I was hoping I'd get the third one. I've been like on the fence of buying the third one, but
that's funny. Yeah, and so like I actually logged on to my Blizzard launcher earlier, and they were like, oh, you can download the Heart of the Swarm or whatever it's called. And I was like, sweet. So I hit the claim button, and I guess I can, I don't know, download it. I guess if I go into the StarCraft 2 menu, it's like there to download or there to play now, which is cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
Overwatch announced a new hero, support healer. Mm-hmm. And then there was a new expansion for Hearthstone. And I'm pretty sure there was stuff for Heart of the Heroes of the Storm, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I want to say that they also announced another character for Genji. Heroes of the Storm. Yeah. Wait,
So-
Genji was already out.
Was he already out?
In
Okay.
Heroes, yeah.
Is it Hanzo? Or is Hanzo already out too? I don't know. I'm so out of it.
No, maybe it was Hanzo, because Genji's already out for sure. I think I might actually own Genji.
Either way, yay, nay, I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, they're in between games right now. I think
Overwatch
is the thing, right?
came out. Was Overwatch last year? No, over a year ago
The year
now.
before.
So yeah, we probably won't see anything new from them for a little while here. Like a new Diablo, maybe.
I would honestly like to see them make a new Warcraft.
What's their first next thing? Well, they just announced an expansion, so that.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about World of Warcraft though. I'd love to see them do an actual Warcraft 4.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, Warcraft 3 came out so long ago. I would love to see that.
I'm pretty sure the next thing is going to be a Diablo sequel or an Overwatch sequel.
Yeah, you're probably right. We'll probably get a Diablo sequel or something before.
Yeah, Overwatch seems kind of like a platform where they're just adding characters and selling loot boxes. So, and Diablo 3's been out for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hob and Torchlight developer Runic has been closed.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad because
Runic Games, they made Torchlight.
Are awesome.
So good. And to be fair, I haven't had time to dive into Hob. There's a huge part of me that feels like Hob came out at a really bad time. It was sort of in the middle of everything this fall, and it just sort of came out, and I never really had a chance to dive into it and give it the attention that it, maybe should have deserved. At least give it a fair shake, you know what I mean?
I don't know if a single-player adventure game is what anyone was expecting from them, but yeah, I guess I don't know. Their publisher, Perfect World, shut them down. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. Because those games are all good. Torchlight 1, 2, and Hob were all great games.
Yeah.
Maybe they were still an independent studio, they'd still be churning along. And that's not the only studio that got shuttered. Basically, Motiga is a skeleton crew now. Perfect World also let go of a bunch of people there, too.
I can't say I'm super surprised with that one.
They just have a core team supporting Gigantic, which is still available, but yeah, I don't even know how well that's been doing.
I don't think it's been doing super well. They've been seeming like they've been having problems with that for quite a while now.
Even before it came out.
Yeah, it just kind of got into a weird spot, I think.
Speaking of layoffs and bad video game news, Telltale Games also laid off a quarter of its workforce. They're doing some restructuring. 90 people lost their jobs there.
Wow. And I mean, like, anytime we hear about stuff like that, it's always sad, but it's kind of the way that the games industry also kind of works, though.
Which kind of sucks, man, for something that that's the shitty part. For something that demands, like, 12, 14, 16-hour days in crunch time, not seeing your family and being totally overworked, it sucks that your head is, like, on the chopping block at any moment, regardless of who you work for.
Oh, for sure.
That seems really fucking shitty, considering how much blood, sweat, and tears devs and employees put into games, because making games is hard as balls. That any moment it could just be gone. Like, that's...
Well, and you also got to remember, though, like, you go through phases, right? Where you don't need those people, because you just don't need them for another 6 months or whatever until your next project. And that's the shitty thing, though, is that for these people, maybe you're an artist or maybe you're a writer or whatever, and
how do you pay your mortgage or freaking pay your bills if you're like, you don't, maybe if and you can plan around it and you have other gigs, I'm sure that is like a reality of that employment lifestyle. But man, if you didn't have anything else going on.
Well, and that's the thing, is if you work for a bigger studio, then they can sort of hop you from project to project. So you could finish one, then you can move over to a different one.
Then you're working for the man on soulless projects that may not be. Yeah,
it's but ultimately I think it's hard. I think really hard.
I love playing games. I don't know if I could say I'd love making games. Maybe
I think that if I made games, it would probably make me not want to play them or spend time in them anymore.
I could say I'd probably enjoy doing production or writing.
Yeah.
But from like a programming dev side, no, I have no interest in that at all. I think I already make more money than a lot of those people do, and I work a lot less, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's a rough gig. That sucks. I hate hearing people lose jobs. Obviously, there's been people messaging and letting them know where new gigs can be acquired. But yeah, good luck to everyone. It's too bad about Runic. That's really sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
Telltale is like kind of, they ramped up really quickly and got really big, and it's just seemed kind of natural that they have to scale back after certain projects releasing or not doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, they announced, they went through a phase there where they announced that they were working with a ton of people, and now I'm just trying to remember that they're wrapping up a bunch of different things, and I haven't really heard that they've jumped on board with anybody else recently saying like, hey, we're doing a new Telltale game with Wonder Woman and whatever. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy is wrapping up. I think they're wrapping up the Batman one. So I mean, I think the
Minecraft one going, World of Warcraft still going.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Or
and I almost wonder if they've said that one day they want to go back to the Wolf Among Us.
But there's no definitive on that.
No. But I just also partly wonder if like there's something to do with they pumped so many of these out that people are kind of like, I'm kind of tired of them for a while at least. Maybe I'll just hold off on playing some of these for a while, which of course if people aren't buying them and then you can't really keep pumping them out because nobody's buying them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point, so.
Yeah. Well, if you got a lot of free time on your hands.
Yeah.
You can earn some money by getting PlayStation trophies. That was the worst transition ever.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, apparently you can earn PlayStation Store credit by earning trophies in the US, at least, it seems. So silver, gold, and platinum trophies. 100 silver trophies can be redeemed for 100 points. 25 gold trophies can be redeemed for 250 points. And 10 platinum trophies can be redeemed for 1,000 points. And every 1,000 points earns you a $10 voucher for the PlayStation Store. If this is as cool,
it's one of those things where you're going to play games anyways. As far as I'm aware, I
think I have 2 platinums, and I've had PlayStation. I've been in the trophy ecosystem for
I'm sure you've got.
And it's not retroactive. It's like going forward, so you can't cash in all the platinums you've earned already.
Right.
It's just new ones. I don't know.
As far as I'm aware, this is only for the United States.
Yeah.
Because it's through the Sony Rewards program.
It's neat, but there's definitely better ways to earn fucking credit.
Yeah,
or money.
But like I said, I mean, if you're
doing it
anyways, then if you get 1,000 points, you get $10 off something, right? Yeah, I mean, it's
true.
Free credit in a way.
10 platinums. That's 10 games. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than a kick in the nuts.
But you also get money for golds, and you also get money for silvers. Just not a lot.
Yeah.
So.
It's neat.
Yeah.
They should give you more. They shouldn't give you credit. They should just give you games and cool unlocks, but whatever.
Yeah.
Dane, here we are. 4 years later, and Destiny players are still grinding loot from caves.
I do want to point out that you and I may have shot a bunch into a cave at one point.
That cave in Destiny.
Oh, yes, we did.
I never got anything good from it, but
me neither.
Have you seen this exploit? So in Destiny 2, there's an exploit where right now is the faction rally in Destiny 2, where you choose a faction to side with. And as you do public events and other missions and so forth in the public spaces.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Am I boring you?
No, just random yawn came on. You earn tokens, which you turn in for, legendary, not gear, but engrams, which give you legendary gear. Every 20 tokens, you get a faction package from the reputation vendor or whatever. So basically, you do a lost sector, you kill one of those little mini bosses, you get like 3 tokens. You do a public event, you get 5 tokens. And, through the natural plane of the game, you'll earn tokens, go to the vendor, cash it in, and get some loot. Anyway, This exploit has you basically clearing out a lost sector, running down a hallway, turning around. The chest respawns, you grab it again, go back, turn around, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you can essentially earn like a couple hundred tokens in like half an hour.
Oh, I see. So
you don't have to kill anyone. It's like
game the system.
Oh yeah, it's just like
they'll fix it.
Yeah, they still haven't fixed it. I may or may not know a guy who took advantage of the loophole and has the entire New Monarchy armor set now.
I'm sure that he did.
So yeah. The thing with the faction rally, if you are thinking of doing this, I haven't capped it out, but apparently it caps out at 20 rewards or engrams you can get.
Oh, okay.
So you can do it like 20 times, which I think translates to 400 tokens. And then you stop getting loot. I think you just get glimmer and shaders.
I see.
It stops dropping gear. On the plus side, I didn't go up like any light from it, but I did get a lot of legendary like weapons and stuff that I didn't have before. I got some really good weapons that I didn't have before, legendaries.
Right.
And I got tons of legendary shards now. So come Friday, I'm stocked up.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've been burning through.
Yeah, I have had none, like very little, because I just hadn't been getting very many legendary drops. So I just got
getting legendary drops. I've been using them to feed into my other weapons.
Yeah,
and shit.
I haven't been using any because it's kind of a waste until you get to like 265. It's kind of a waste to infuse anything. You're just going to be using blues.
Oh no, I'm using to infuse my legendaries.
Yeah,
into other legendaries.
It's still kind of a waste.
Shush you.
Until you get to the 260s where it really slows down, I feel like you shouldn't infuse anything. But that's just me.
I do what I want.
I haven't played a lot of Destiny. Who am I to say?
I know. What do you know?
Nintendo has shut down the Miiverse. Yay. They had really cool pictures on there. I was always impressed of the drawings that people put on there. It was the weirdest community.
Yeah, it was very strange. That was like attached to
the Wii U and the 3DS.
And right. Like Super Mario Maker.
They were like
forums,
kind of
stuff,
right? Game-specific forums that you could post drawings in.
Weird.
Obviously, you can post texts and, regular comments, but the big draw of it all was people would draw these really awesome intricate freaking scenes and images. Like, I don't know how the F they... Well, I do know how they did it. Oh my god. And lots of penises. I'm just looking at this story. I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they have a replacement for the Switch coming or whatnot, but yeah, it was an interesting experiment. Besides the cool fan art that it generated, I am not upset about it going away because I did not use it. I didn't find it very handy.
No, me neither. I there's a part of me that barely even realized it was there to begin with. So
yeah, I rarely ever used it. So yeah, that's done.
Bummer if that was something you were super into, I guess.
Yeah, and a lot of people were upset about it. Breaking news. Well, not really breaking, but happened earlier today. Pokemon Go Maker is working on a Harry Potter game next.
I wonder if this is just going to be Harry Potter Go.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite with WB, partnership with WB, their new game label, Portkeys. Yeah, they don't say anything. They just say it's coming. There's really no... How's it going to work? Is it going to be like Pokemon Go? Is it going to be like Ingress? I imagine it's going to be an AR game of some sorts.
Yeah, I mean, that's... At least currently, that's more or less
the only thing Niantic knows how to do.
Yeah.
Everyone will probably go... Well, not everyone. A lot of people will probably check it out and go crazy for it because it's Harry Potter, and then it'll fizzle out. I don't know. Apparently, Pokemon Go is still doing well. I don't even have it installed on my phone anymore because I just broke free of the trick of thinking it was a good game because it's not. It's a terrible game.
It's still technically installed, but I'm trying to remember the last time I loaded it up. It's been
I didn't even reinstall it just to avoid wasting time on it because it's just dumb. You just swipe your finger up. It's just dumb. It's not a good game. Battling is dumb. It has a long way to go. It could be awesome, but it's been almost 2 years and I don't see it freaking getting there. So, but yeah, I don't know. Hey, more millions of dollars for Niantic because Harry Potter is huge.
There's a part of me that feels like if they did this right, it would be super cool.
Yeah, if you did Pokemon Go, it could be super cool.
Yeah.
In their opinion, they're doing it right because millions of people are playing it. They're all wrong.
Hey, man, they made a fucking shit.
Oh, they made a shit ton of money. And everyone that spent money on that game is probably brain damaged. No offense. I'm just joking. But, so disappointing being a Pokemon fan that, it was neat. It was a phenomenon. But at the end of the day, it's not a very good game. And it literally just preys on addictive tendencies. It's a freaking mobile game through and through, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows? We'll see. Maybe the Harry Potter game will be cool. I will not play it because I don't really care for Harry Potter.
The fuck?
It's not bad. It just Harry Potter just did nothing for me.
No, I really enjoyed the Harry Potter.
Yeah, they're fine, but it's just...
I like the universe. I like the idea. It's all very good.
Yeah, I like sci-fi and knights and dragons more than magic.
Oh, that's fair.
It was fine. Harry Potter's fine. It wasn't bad, but didn't appeal to me. With that being said, Dane.
Yo.
I think that's it.
What? That's all?
Yeah, we already talked about the PSA. And we talked about the Xbox One X at length, so...
Another PSA for our PSA.
Oh, yeah?
If you go to freetrial.ubisoft.com, they're giving away Watch Dogs for free.
What?
The first Watch Dogs game on PC. They're giving it away for free.
On Uplay, right?
Yes. Well, it's directly through Ubisoft, really. So essentially there's a free trial right now that's going on, and if you log in and sign in or whatever, they will add it to your account, and it's not really a free trial because you get that game for free. So if you don't own the original Watch Dogs and were interested in playing it, then now's your chance. So little side PSA there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't help you guys with the Xbox One X more than the confusing information that I gave you. It's just not a clear cut one on that, but
no.
We got, by the time this podcast goes out, we'll have 4 or 5 days left on Assassin's Creed giveaway. I'll be picking a winner on Sunday. So if you haven't entered, enter that. Odds are still pretty good. 1 in 1,500, 1,600 entries.
Wow.
That's not terrible. That's better odds than most other things going on out there.
Fair enough.
And then I think next week I'll announce our next giveaway, but it's if you can guess what something that's very hot that people want right now, you probably will figure out what it's going to be.
I'd guess, but then I think I'd get it. So, I don't want to spoil it.
Follow me on Twitter at RickFNoK,
You can always come hang out with me on Twitter at DaneCody, at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. It's Geekoholics at all of the above. And of course, leave a review for us on your podcasting service of choice. Ideally, if you are an iPhone user with iTunes, it would be greatly appreciated if you could leave us a little review. Haven't seen any new ones in a while. You know, good or bad. You know, what's the saying? Any press is good press.
I don't know if that's true, but that is the saying.
But yeah, and thanks for tuning in. If you're new because you found us through the contest, welcome. I hope you enjoyed what we put you through, and that you're back next week.
Go play Super Mario!
Yeah, with that being said, we are out. Peace.